Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Lissaury here. I have my very first makeup tutorial as promised using my favorite Too Faced chocolate bar palette. And this is my go-to look whenever I am heading out the door. Not sure if I want to go with the really glam look or a natural look, but either way, it always works for me. This is definitely a look that I usually have fun with because of the fact that I can pair it up with any lip color. So if you would like to see how I get ready, keep watching. Hey guys, so before we jump right in, I had a malfunction with my camera, so I was unable to record my eyebrows. So I will do a separate tutorial for the eyebrows. So we're gonna jump right into it. So here, like I mentioned earlier, we have the Too Faced chocolate bar palette, and as you can tell, it's pretty dusty and beat up. It's been through a lot. Like I said, it's my go-to palette. So I always pack on that nude, I guess creamish nude color, and that's always my base. That's my go-to. Even with other makeup looks, for some reason I gravitate towards that. And ladies, I've used so much of it and I still haven't seen pants. It's really good. It's really pigmented. So yeah, I take my blending brush and I'm very generous with it. I blend all over the lid, especially for those fair skin girls. It's gonna come off as if it's a little ashy, but don't worry, it's gonna neutralize after you pack on the rest of the colors. And then moving on forward, I'm gonna continue and follow the same thing for the other lid. And next, we're going to go ahead and start the transition color. We're going to take this orange tone here, and I'm going to use my Real Techniques brush. It's a little more precise than the other brush. Usually, I do use the same blending brush, but because I want to have a very precise line, I'm going to go ahead and take this brush. And ladies, if you have yet to try on Real Techniques, you are slacking. It's amazing. Their brushes are very inexpensive. They usually come in bunches, and when you wash it, no hair falls out whatsoever. So I highly recommend it. So as you know, we're going to follow the same exact thing for the other lid and basically make sure it's symmetrical, even toned. And I'm just, since I have hooded eyes, it's a little difficult for me to learn how to blend out. It took me a while to realize I had hooded eyes, as crazy as it sounds. But yeah, I have hooded eyes, unfortunately. So whenever I have to pack on a color, I have to pack it a little higher than my actual crease, because when I open my eyes, you can't even tell. So if you are one of those ladies, you definitely want to do the same thing. Next, I'm going to take the same first blending brush, and I'm going to go ahead and pack on that next color. And yeah, I'm going to blend that sucker right in there. And yes, I know I have seen pan already when it comes, I keep trying to say pot, it's pan. I'm confusing both. But yeah, this is going to be the next color to go ahead and start the neutral smoky eye, if you want to call it that. And I'm going to do strokes as if I'm, a windshield wiper. And you're going to go back and forth and make sure to continue following the top of my crease. Like I said, I have hooded eyes, so I do have to follow the top, not directly on there. And the next step is going to be taking this little tight brush. I will be listing them below. It's a Sephora brush. I freaking love Sephora brushes. If you haven't purchased one of their little gift sets, definitely want to go ahead and do so. It's a very good investment. Top 5 brushes in my opinion, if you ask me. And yes, all of my makeup seems to have eyeliner on it, so don't mind my thumb. It was a little dirty. I didn't even realize until I recorded the video, but oh well. I'm going to go ahead and take a little darker tone. When you start doing the darker tones, you want to get a tighter brush so you have more precise lines. And I'm going to go ahead and follow the top of my crease and start going back and forth. Not too hard. You want to have a gentle hand when it comes to this part. You don't want to look like a chonga. So yeah, I'm going to continue the strokes. And then after that, I'm going to take a clean blending brush. And I'm going to go ahead and blend that sucker right in to make it look natural and blend it in with the rest of the colors. And I have a problem. I noticed when I was recording this video that once I feel like, you know what, maybe this is enough of eyeshadow, nah, I always go back and add some more. There's never such thing, because I've noticed that when I think I'm doing enough, I look in the mirror and I'm like, damn, I feel like I didn't apply much. So I'll go back and add some more on there. So as long as you're blending it in, you should be fine, and it's not a really dark color. Like, I probably wouldn't do this with a dark eyeshadow like black or something, but when it comes to these tones, it matches right in with my eyelid shade, so it's fine. Next, I'm taking another blending brush, but this one's a little tighter. It's from Morphe Cosmetics, so I'm gonna go ahead and link that below if I could find it. I don't have the number. For some reason it like rubbed off or peeled off, not sure. It didn't stay on there, but I'm gonna go ahead and take that darker shade that I originally took with the other one, and I'm gonna blend it out with this Morphe brush. It seems to work well. I love it. And I'm gonna go ahead and take that clean blending brush I used earlier and blend all those colors together. Now I did end up taking the little precise brush and use the really darker shade in the top right corner. That's like the last color I usually end up using, just because that's the one that ends up smoking it all out and giving it that little cat eye look. So now I'm gonna start cut creasing my lid, and what I usually do is I'll start with the powder, as backwards as it may seem. It works for me. If it doesn't work for you, you could skip this step. So I'm gonna take that pale color and begin lining out the beginning of my eyelid. I'll just pack it on there with a flat concealer brush. And even though this video is fast forwarded, actually it took a long time to learn this step, because you don't want to get it all over the place. We're so used to just rubbing it all over, like blending it all out. This is a very precise step that you want to just follow the beginning of your eyelid, almost like an almond shape. Next, I'm gonna take my MAC Fix Plus. Girl, this thing went up. Like, it used to be like 15 bucks, now it's like $25. Anyways, that was like a little side note. If you notice, I do that a lot. So yeah, I'm gonna take that Fix Plus and I'm gonna go ahead and spray it on that flat concealer brush. And sometimes I use foundation to cut crease. Other times I will use concealer or my Paint Early Pot from MAC. But when I don't want to be so precise and I'm just going for like a really natural look, I'll end up using my foundation, because when you do it with the concealer, I find that it's very precise. Then I have to go all glam. I really don't care at this point. I just want it to look natural, and I want the glitter tone to go ahead and set naturally and not so precise. So that's why I really ended up using the foundation, but you can do whatever works for you. If you do want that precise look, then you can go ahead and use your concealer. Next, I'm taking that glitter pink rose gold tone and I'm going to pack it on there flat. I'm going to pat it down, not rub it across. Definitely want to pat it down. You don't want no streaks on your eyelid. And of course, you do want to avoid any harsh lines. So I'm going to go ahead and take that first blending brush and blend it out in between each time I'm packing on the color. Usually, I won't go back, but when I do see that I missed a spot, I want to go and make sure I do add the product back on. And to avoid harsh lines, you might want to apply a little bit more of that top tone next to the pale color. You want to make sure it's blended out. It looks so pretty. Who am I? Look at me pressing my lips like some little chicken head. So for the next eyelid, I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing. And yeah, you don't have to pull your eye like that. I don't think it's a very good idea to do so, but it works for me, especially because I have hooded eyes. So very frequently the top skin on the lid will touch the bottom. It's almost like fat. I wonder if they could do lipo there. Anyways, yeah, I want to go ahead and pull that skin out just to get a more precise color. And make sure when you do this, do not let go, because like I said, if you have hooded eyes like me, what's going to happen is that the top of your eyelid is going to touch the and then it will turn into a really big mess. So to avoid that, I usually just hold on to the skin and make sure as soon as I'm done putting the foundation on that piece of my eyelid, right away I will take the opportunity and pack on that pale color from the palette and throw it on there to set it. And after that, I'll go ahead and put the glitter on top. Ladies, don't forget to blend. You definitely want to avoid harsh lines like me. If you want a more natural looking eyeshadow, you definitely want to do this. After this comes the fun part. We're gonna go ahead and start with the eyeliner. I don't know about you ladies, but I have a love-hate relationship with eyeliner. It's like I love the way it looks, but I hate to put it on because it's like a hit or miss. Like, you know when they say you have a good eyeliner day, yeah, you never know. Sometimes you're like, oh my god, I'm so nervous, I have this big event later, I gotta make sure my eyeliner is on point. And that's exactly when you fuck it up. Excuse my language. And then when you're like, fuck it, let me just do eyeliner last minute, it will come out slaying. I just be, ugh. So believe it or not, ladies, my favorite eyeliner at this time is the Wet n Wild Mega Liner. It's been my go-to since I've been 17 years old. It's my favorite. I've used all kinds: Sephora, MAC, Kat Von D. Nothing compares to this. This is definitely the perfect eyeliner for learning how to use eyeliner and maintaining it. Next, I will definitely do it with the Inglass. I feel like that's a more precise and permanent type of eyeliner look, and it's actually one of my favorite type of looks. But for a quick little tutorial, I ended up using this one, and I used, of course, a black color. What's funny about this scene right here, I ended up using a really old one. As you can tell, like the letters are fading, excuse me, and of course there was a lot of clump of the formula, and I just clamped it on there without even freaking realizing it, and I made a freaking mess. So when I ended up having to get off camera, go to the bathroom, get a cute little Q-tip to fix my little problem. So if you ever make a mistake, don't worry about it. It's not the end of the world. Even though it's on top of your precious eyeshadow, you can always remove it with a Q-tip. And I usually begin from the inside of my lid to the outer lid. It has been what's worked for me, and I pull my eyelid. It's a bad habit. So I'm gonna have the most wrinkled eyelids ever when I get old. So I found the correct eyeshadow. I'm definitely throwing the other one out after this, for sure. And it was very flawless. Look at that. It looks like freaking permanent marker. So I made it look a lot better, and now I'm just waiting for it to dry so I can go ahead and curl my lashes. A lot of times we prematurely apply eyelash curler on top of our wet eyeliner, and that is the easiest way to fuck up your makeup beautifully. So yeah, ladies, don't be like me. Let it dry. Don't get impatient and curl them babies away. After you're done curling them, you're gonna go ahead and take my favorite mascara of all time. This is like my go-to. I definitely use this almost every day. I use this mascara. It's the L'Oreal Paris Telescopic Mascara. It's in carbon black. Girl, you guys have to go. Like, it's just amazing. I don't know, if you don't have this, you need to run to CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, Ulta, wherever, and cop this. Anyway, so I'm prepping my lashes for the lashes that I'm gonna put on. So my lashes are being prepped for the lashes we put on. And well, since this is my get ready with me, my go-to makeup look, all these things that I'm using here are my go-to items. Like, if I can close my eyes and if I could grab the things, 9 times out of 10 are gonna be all the things in this video. So yeah, I'm gonna be using the Ardell Natural Multi-Pack, and these lashes are not very emphasized and exaggerated. They're meant to be like obviously natural looking. So they're actually almost the same length as my natural lashes. So I actually just use them to have a little bit of volume. And so when I put them on, you can't really tell that I have lashes on, but they look more spread out, a little more extra, but not to the point where you can't go to church and you can't do your regular activities. It's still very natural looking. And what I love the most about these lashes is that I actually don't even have to trim them. Majority of lashes, you actually do have to size them out to make sure that they're fitting to your eye and make sure that they're not too long. And so with these, I literally have the confidence that I could just boost them on and I don't have to trim them. So it makes this process much faster when it comes to getting ready. So what I end up using as glue is the House of Lashes Lash Adhesive. I'm going to go in with the Cover FX Mattifying Primer with Anti-Acne Treatment. This is the perfect base. I've been using it for a while and a little goes a long way. It might be pricey for some of you guys, but definitely invest in it, especially if you have acne-prone skin. I don't really go for the dewy look, but this definitely helps keep everything matte and not too dry because I do suffer from normal to dry skin. So this is something I definitely use every single time I put on foundation. So like I said, a little goes a long way, so a couple drops here and there and you're good to go. And next, I'm going to go in with the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Foundation. I'm in the shade 250. So yeah, I'm using the shade. Sometimes I found it to be a little drying, so I did use some drops of Farsali off camera with the rose gold elixir to go ahead and spread it out evenly. Sometimes I find it easier to just put it on the back of my hand, and then I'll use a foundation brush to go ahead and apply it on the rest of my face, and I'll blend it in with my beauty blender. And as you can see, like, I just love when I do my makeup and I see that my eyes are done. You know, especially I have a problem with getting ready fast. So as you know, if you know me, I'm late to everything. So you know what, the most important thing is your eyes. That's the thing that everybody's gonna come in contact with. As soon as they look at you, they're gonna look at you in your eyes. And if your eyes are done, honey, that's all that matters. You can rush the rest of it if you don't feel like everything else is necessary, but the eyes do make the entire face, and the eyebrows, of course. So of course, I'm gonna go ahead and spray some MAC Fix Plus, and I'm gonna use a beauty blender to go ahead and spread all of the foundation and press it into my skin. Another Cover FX product that I was suggested by a Sephora employee was this color corrector. Girls, let me tell you, if you suffer from dark circles like me, you definitely want to go for this orange stick. It's amazing. But if you guys do want to go for the most economical thing right now, you definitely want to use the LA Girl color corrector in the orange tone, and it works just as good. So it's almost like applying lipstick but under your eyes. So I just put a little bit and then I just blend the rest out with my beauty blender. Now it's gonna look like you got punched in the eye for quite a minute, but after that you're gonna go in with your concealer and you'll fix it all up. So ladies, let me tell you something. If you have not invested in the Tarte Shape Tape, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because I don't care what kind of skin you have or what color skin you have, this is for you. Like, I don't care what anybody says, this concealer has changed my life. Like, I can honestly say that, like, it changed my life. I'm usually using the light medium honey tone. Now, I was a little startled by the application stick. It was very big for my surprise, but you know what, I'm not mad because it helps with the application process. And it is drying though, I definitely will tell you that, because when I put it on, I have to make sure that I blend it in right away, because if I don't, it'll dry up and it'll look kind of patchy. So I'll use a damp beauty blender and just blend it in and tap it through. And now I'm gonna go in with my favorite Laura Mercier setting powder. I have been contemplating using other ones, but I'm afraid to look like an idiot when I take pictures and I have that white cast. So for now, this works for me. If you have your own setting powder, go ahead and use it now. I don't really get crazy with it as I used to before. I just make sure to set it right under the eye, in the bottom of my cheekbones, the tip of my chin, and my T-zone. And I usually just wait a while, about 5-10 minutes. This is the part where I'll go through on my shoes, look at my accessories, just to kill a little bit of time for that setting powder to really sink in. So here I am back at it with the Real Technique brush. Right here I'm using the Sam and Nick collaboration, what it looks like, and it's a blush brush. But in reality, when you see a brush in this type of structure with the hair standing up like this in a round form, I usually look at it as a perfect setting brush powder. I can either set the powder with it or I can take it off with it. Once I'm done with this, I'm gonna take my palette right away, and then I'm gonna go ahead and apply the same tones that I use on my top eyelid to the bottom eyelid, so I can just go ahead and blend it out and make it look so beautiful and natural and blended right together. I know I said blended like 20 times. I need some new words. But for me, it usually works well when I use a very tight brush, so I can get really precise and blend it in with the bottom hairs on my lid. And once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and take my blush. Right now, my go-to blush is the Benefit Cosmetics California, and it's in the Sunny Golden Pink Blush Soleil Rose, whatever, I can't pronounce that. Girl, let me just tell you something. This shit smells amazing. It smells like a bouquet of flowers, and it looks beautiful too. It's almost like a modern version of Orgasm blush from NARS. And of course, I'm going to take my blush brush from Sephora and go ahead and get the apples of my cheeks and go right above where I contoured. And off camera, I forgot to mention that unfortunately my camera overheated in the midst of putting my contour, but I used the Too Faced Chocolate Soleil and I buff it out with a Real Techniques brush. And once you're done with the blush, you're gonna go back to the chocolate bar and get that pink rose color, or yeah, if you want to call it that, whatever, that rose gold color that I used earlier on the lid. You want to go ahead and get a really small brush and put that on the tear duct of your eye. And my favorite part, the highlighter time. So this is one of my faves. Right now I have like 2 or 3, so it really had to come down to the one that I use the most, and at this time I do use the MAC Cosmetics Oh Darling highlighter right now. Honestly, what I usually do is I'll take a, I guess you want to call it a highlighter brush, I don't even know, but this one was from like a gift set that I received. It was like a non-brand one, but it works, it does the trick. I will list a similar brush down below, and what I do is I take my Fix Plus. Yes, I use it like at least 20 times during my makeup application, and just so I could get that extra shimmer in there, because I'm fair skinned, so it's very hard to get that extra shimmer by itself. I'll take the Fix Plus, spray it on the brush, and then go ahead and apply to the top of my cheeks, my nose, my cupid's bow, and a little bit on the top of my eyebrows. Yeah, my facial expressions in this video are just out of this world. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I deadass thought that I was in a CoverGirl commercial. So don't judge me. This is my first makeup tutorial, and if you got a problem, just log out. I'm just kidding. So when I usually line my lips when I want a natural look is a MAC's Stripped Down Lip Pencil, and I love this. Like, this is the perfect nude color. I have 20 million nude colors, but this is part of my top 5. Next, I'm gonna go on with the Fenty Beauty by Rihanna Gloss Bomb Universal Lip Luminizer. Girl, this is my favorite. Like, I use this all summer. I'm almost done. I need to get it together. I'm about to buy the purple one and call it a wrap. Fenty needs to sponsor me, because I literally own like half of the collection already. Like, it's sad. But anyways, I will do another video on that later. And last but not least, I'm gonna go in with Benefit Cosmetics Roller Lash. This is the best bottom lash. It does not transfer. Shout out to Beauty by Rosita. She definitely put me on in one of her videos. I love. Anyways, if you watched until the end, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I know it's a little long, but this was a voiceover. The next one, I'm going to do a talk through, make it really fast, and I'm just going to give you a bunch of pointers and a little bit of my secrets of how I get ready. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment below of what you would like for me to record next. Thank you.